Today in life science, we talked about buoyancy. It's that thing where the weight difference between the human body and the water give it its ability to float. And my body seems like a cinder block. Everyone around me seems so buoyant, floating, while I thrash around in the water, trying to keep my head up. It'd be easier to drown. You know, the average human can hold their breath for up to 30 seconds. And my thoughts are like a time clock, counting down each second. During the first few seconds, holding my breath is refreshing, but challenging. Growing up, my family gave a ton of money to this huge church. Everyone knew us, so I had the holy trinity of money, influence, and access. So of course there was no space for humanity, no space for B's, no space for second place, and no space for frowns. My brother and I perfected the Dwyer smile. In fact, he just flashed that same smile while walking across the stage, graduating at the top of his law program. At 6 seconds, fighting the impending desire to come up for air, I start thinking about myself. How I used to be so outgoing. How I knew everybody because I did everything. I was on 7 different sports teams, but gymnastics was the one thing I did for myself. I soaked up every bit of applause. And looking back, I don't even think I liked it all that much, but it got my parents' attention, so I guess it was worth it. At 10 seconds, I remember my childhood best friend, Emily. We did everything together until sophomore year of high school. Her dad lost his job and she had to transfer to public school. And my parents, they tried to pay for her tuition, but that was met with, "We don't want handouts, we're not a charity case." And of course they weren't. But my parents should have never done that. Emily and I's relationship never recovered. The tighter I held on, the further she pulled away until she was a stranger. I tried turning to my teammates, but they were strangers too. Emily was the only person who had my back. And then she was gone. And my faith in my mom and dad was gone too. 19 seconds. I grind my teeth together, my body begging for oxygen. I spent the summer before college hating myself. The golden girl, with the sparkling wit of her father, the stunning poise of her mother, and the brain and bronze of her brother, was hollow. I went into college, turning my back on extracurriculars, because what have they ever given me? They've turned up dead. My friendships turned up dead. The hard work of my family has turned up dead. And honestly, I wouldn't mind if I turned up. I finally gave into the utter misery of myself without any of my accomplishments. I was confused and depressed. My sweet mates, they noticed I never left the room. So of course they planned something when my birthday came along. All I can remember was how sudden it was. How loud it was. The way my body lurched and contorted. I made it out of that car accident with only whiplash, but my sweet mate, paralyzed from the waist down. Paralyzed! lungs fill with fire, and my chest tightens. My sweet mate lost her gymnastics scholarship because of my stupid birthday. She lived and breathed the Ahmenar vault. And I gave up the sport because I didn't feel like it anymore? It's pathetic. Although, I remember my brother came to every single meet. He never missed one. Even when Emily and I's relationship got distant, he didn't shy away. I kept up my facade, but he still managed to ask how I was doing during his law program. Even after the car accident, he came to visit me to make sure I was okay. I guess to him I was worth something. He saw the thrashing body and he put on his lifeguard shorts. Or maybe he was already wearing them. I'm at 29 seconds and I gasp for air. Oxygen fills my lungs again. And instead of bracing for another 30 seconds, I think I should call out for help.
Never truly letting anybody see what I really feel, no rhyme or reason. Oh God, I wouldn't want to rest me. I'm clinging tight to all that I got. Let it go. And how can I dismiss all that I'm feeling? It's hard to count my losses when I know what I've been given. Amen.